someone who got into the resveratrol bandwagon here just recently in the last couple of years. Rev Genetics, Anthony, who is also a member of the Institute, is a sponsor. His company, Rev Genetics, is a sponsor of the Immortality Institute. I just want to reiterate that all sponsors who sign, who advertise at the Immortality Institute sign a contract saying that they do support the mission. And here's the banner you might see in the Immortality Institute forums for Rev Genetics. Anthony was just a true American entrepreneur. When he saw that resveratrol was potentially a very interesting supplement for health and longevity, he got into the game right away and started selling resveratrol. And many of you have talked with him in the forums. He's a good, upstanding member in the forums, and he always is trying to keep people updated on what's going on in the world of resveratrol, because there's a lot of different products out there, and a lot of people have discussions about purity of their product and bioavailability. You'll see in many of the forums there discussions, and from what I have talked with Anthony, he's very concerned about this, and he always seems to want to put out the best product possible for people. And he takes it himself, his wife takes resveratrol, and another wonderful sponsor, I'll just conclude there, Rev Genetics, a sponsor of the Immortality Institute. Check them out sometime. Go ahead, do it. I dare you. Okay. Now we're going to move on to what everyone here is waiting in the chat room for, and that is our special guest, someone, I'm not sure how long he's been in the SENS research scene, but just recently he founded the Methuselah Foundation Undergraduate Research Initiative, and that is Kelsey Moody. And I want to welcome Kelsey to the program at this point.
Hey, Justin, how's it going?
Well, hello, Kelsey. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday evening update. I'm going to put your wonderful picture here up on the screen for everyone to see. This is Kelsey Moody, and maybe some of you are familiar with Kelsey. Maybe some of you are not. If you have any questions in the text chat, please don't be shy as we go along here and we talk about the Undergraduate Research Initiative. Maybe some of you perhaps want to start researching some of the SENS issues. Ask questions, ask away. This is the fellow you need to talk to. But first, for those of you not familiar with Kelsey, which really does include me, Kelsey, why don't you give us a little background here? Start, say, 5 or 10 years ago. You're a young whippersnapper, and you're thinking about what you're going to do for a career, and then all of a sudden, here you are with the Undergraduate Research Initiative. How did you get from there to here? Take us through the last 5 or 10 years and how you started getting involved with SENS and the Methuselah Foundation.
Well, it's actually quite strange because when I first
I
started
love strange stories. I love so that's great. Sorry for interrupting you, but go ahead.
No, it was just weird because when I first started off, I was really motivated for more athletics than anything else. And I actually went to my first college playing basketball, strangely enough.
Did you have a scholarship for basketball?
No, the region we played in was rather small, but I did make the college team, which was quite a bit of fun.
Super.
And I don't know, I studied everything ranging from marketing and business to Army ROTC, which is where I thought I was going to go initially. And I really found my niche in psychology, actually, and got very interested in studying religion. And as a psych major, I was about 2 semesters short of graduating when I read Dr. Aubrey de Grey's book, Ending Aging. I'm sure most people are familiar with that. If not, it's a must-read for everybody that's interested in this sort of research. And I don't know, I really bought into his message, and with a couple semesters, well, right now it'd be 1 semester left before I could graduate, I decided to stay 1.5 years extra as an undergraduate and try to do a major in biochemistry, so I could actually do hands-on research with this sort of thing.
Wow. Well, so you read the book, and then you thought of getting into SENS type research. I mean, the book has only been out, what? It was published last year, 2007?
It was published, I believe, last summer, actually. Yep.
Wow. Well, that is very recent. Well, I mean that's wonderful because I'm just thinking about this. Many of the guests that come here on the update program on Sunday nights have been around the longevity movement for decades, even. And of course, the Immortality Institute, of which you're probably now familiar, has been around for 6 years officially, but it actually started. The roots started maybe a couple of years prior to that. So that's very interesting, and I'm very happy to hear that the book is having that much of an influence. Do you know other people perhaps that have read, any of your other undergraduate fellows, people that you know, friends that have read the book at all? Have you recommended it to anyone?
Well, actually, my girlfriend, Sophie, who's been active on the Methuselah Foundation forums, is going to be working with me on the research team, and she's actually going to be a partner with me in developing our college's research team for this program. But she's actually taking that home and she's reading that as we speak, actually, and I've got a number of other friends who have recommended it too, and certainly academic colleagues that I've spoken to about it in great detail. So it's such a great resource, and it's so oriented to people that might not necessarily understand the technical aspects of things, but it really gives you a broad overview so you can conceptually understand things, and then if you decide it's something you might be interested in, like I was, you can actually attack the technical aspect through regular classroom textbooks
Sure.
and things of that nature.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now that let's see. Yeah, I'm just checking the chat here in the Ustream channel. No questions as of yet, but I want to remind everyone that's tuning in tonight that if you do have any questions as we progress here, some things that come up, please feel free to ask away. And the first question I'm going to ask is just give us a little synopsis of the Methuselah Foundation undergraduate research initiative that you have founded now. Just kind of a brief synopsis first here, and then we'll get into a few more of the details.
Well, basically, when I was looking to do research and I really wanted to make a real contribution, there's lots of little things that you can do, but I realized that the Methuselah Foundation really didn't have an opportunity for a lot of undergraduate students to make meaningful contributions to research. And talking with Dr. DeGray and others in the foundation, I discovered there was immense interest on behalf of the student body. It's geared more towards students within the United States, just because I'm from here and I know how to work the system here a little bit better, but there are opportunities for students abroad as well. The basic overview is that as an undergraduate student, you can perform independent studies for your college for college credit, and those can range anywhere from smaller 3-credit studies, which might involve like literature reviews and things of that nature, to longer up to 15-credit studies, and those are the advanced honors projects. And what the program is designed to do is give students the networking tools and resources to use those programs to put together their own laboratory research teams and provide them with professors and PhDs and graduate students that can give them projects to do that will have significant impact on this sort of research and development.
So, especially, particularly the 7 strands of SENS.
Right. My lab personally, I was speaking with John and asked him for a project, and he provided me one that our research team is working on lysosens. We're investigating tau protein and its involvement in Alzheimer's disease, particularly whether it can be broken down, the isoforms of it, whether they can be broken down by human, or the isoforms, if they can be broken
Okay.
down by human lysosomes.
And
So
this is something that you are going to be working in a lab on? I mean, actual bacterial enzymes, trying to break down tau protein?
that's correct.
Okay.
Sophie's in the project of budgeting, or of writing a budget for us, and we'll hopefully be able to order commercial product and perform actual laboratory research that will meaningfully contribute to lysosens, one of the 7 pillars.
Sure. Okay. And that was a particular. Thanks for delving into what you're personally working on right now, because one of the people tuning in to the program tonight did ask, what are you doing personally? And your research team is at University of Plattsburgh. Is that correct?
Yep, it's Plattsburgh. It's a state university. It's actually a really nice place for us because it actually doesn't have any doctoral programs. So it's a very rich environment for learning because all the undergraduates get to do what would be graduate level work in
Ah,
both labs with the faculty and as far as designing our own programs and such.
I see. Okay. And how many people are on your team there?
Well, right now, because we're in the preliminary stages of planning out and writing formal proposals for the college, it's just Sophie and myself that are
Okay.
designing the project.
Okay.
But we're looking to pick up a team of somewhere between 4 and 6, and I've got a number of interested students. So